Well, hello there. It's a new day. I'm getting a bit of a late start today. It's like 1:30-ish, something like that. I made a little list for the 12-volt conversion for this car. It came out to be somewhere around $600 for all the parts that we're going to need, including the battery and generator. So I'm running that by my friend for approval for budget. I think today I'm gonna do some work on the Ghia. So I'm gonna push this car out and move some things around, and then we'll get to work.
Turn this upside down.
Alright, we're going to work on the Ghia today. This is a 1971 convertible, obviously. I bought this car June last. Not this past June, but last June. And it was in pretty good shape. It had some paint defects that made it hard to sell, and I probably should have sold it, but instead I decided to take the hard route because I couldn't resist the idea that it would look absolutely stunning with a fresh paint job on it. So I stripped the paint down. It had been repainted probably about 5 times, and it had a really thick coat of paint on it. It has suffered some not accident damage, but bumps and bruises over its life, notably here on the door, and the nose has been hit. I've done some metal replacement on it. I replaced this panel here, and then I also did the front little corner there, and then this corner here. So what we're going to work on today is this front fender. I put a coat of filler over it and then knocked it down with 80 grit. So I'm gonna spray it with guide coat, and then we'll knock it down with 180. And then also today, if I have time to get to it, I want to put a first coat of filler on this panel. I've got a little bit of welding that I still need to finish up here. And then put a coat of filler on that. And then probably get started on this door here. This repair was done in an era where they put holes in it to pull it out, and then they didn't fill them back. So I'm going to straighten this out as best I can. The hard part's going to be this body line here. I'll straighten it out as best I can, and then I'll weld in all the holes, and so we'll do that. And then somebody had put aftermarket mirrors on it, so I need to pull these out a little bit and then weld these holes. And then another common thing to happen with the Ghias is that this little crack right here starts, and I don't really know why, but I'm going to weld that and get it back into shape. So we've got lots of ground to cover, so let's get started. This is the guide coat that I'm using. I like it because it's what it's meant to be, and it dries really quick. Does a nice job. And then I'm going to use this block here, which is just a Durablock. It's nice and hard. It's got a little bit of a curve to it, so I have to press down in the center to get it to sort of give a flat cut. And then this is 180. It's high-tech brand. Usually I use this 3M. The red stuff is 3M, and the yellow stuff is high-tech. So yeah, I'll put you guys on the tripod on time lapse, and I'll get going. Okay, that was 180 grit. I got through all of my sanding scratches, mostly. There's like a couple, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, one right there. And you can see this is really thin bit of filler. I'm almost through the metal right there. But now I'm gonna check it for straightness. And the way I do that is prep all, and we're just gonna spray it. This is a good practice for spraying paint because it's generally about the same. You just want to get a good even coat. And then in this way, you can look at it and see how straight it is, which looking pretty straight to me. If you look at the reflections there, you can't really see a whole lot of distortion. So, it's good. The section we're gonna work on here, I replaced this lower corner, and I need to finish what I started. I bounce around because I get bored with stuff, and so I just come back to it. This is the old piece, like so. You can see that it was a Bondo job. Globs and globs of Bondo. And you know, it's corroded in there. The piece that sits behind it, that the tubes drain into, that piece there, I replaced that as well. I patched that in and then welded this piece in, and it went pretty okay. The only thing I'm sort of disappointed in is that it's warped right here, which you can't really see on camera, but if I hold this up here, you can see it's just got a little bit of a dip there. And because I am a MIG welder and not a TIG welder, I can't really hammer that out, because these welds are too hard to hammer, and also because I can't really get to the back of this panel to hold a dolly and smash it down. It's a small enough of a dip that I think I should be able to just fill it and it'll be fine. It's not the bumper is going to go right here, and then there's also a side marker light that goes there, so it's not in a very obvious part of the car, is what I mean. So we'll start with this. The other thing I've got to do with this is that this side of the panel is a little bit long, so I could have to take my body saw and make a line right there, and then probably clamp these together and weld them as well. If I show you the other side here, for some reason the other side on this was really pretty nice, but this little section I've got to cut that in, and then I also need a hole for the bumper that I've got to drill as well. So there's gonna be a hole like somewhere in there, and I'll drill that. So away we go. just wanted to show real quick what I'm doing here. I'm going along the back of this and welding it to the metal that's behind it. I put some like chisel, or I put a starter mark there, and then use a metal drill bit and just drill most of the way through until it touches that metal, clamp it, and then I've got my welder cranked up a little bit higher than what it normally would be. And I just shoot that in there and plug it, and it sort of melts it together. It's kind of like a spot weld. Okay, so I got all my plug welds done. Goes down to there. I'll grind those down and see you in a minute. Alright, I think this is going to be the last thing I'm going to leave you with today. It's getting cold. It's getting almost down to 50 in here. I sanded this down with 80 grit. Did a couple of last minute like tune-ups here just to sort of get everything as level as I could. Prep all of it, and now we're going to fill it. It's just going to be a little bit, not a whole lot, but I just want to do this section first to sort of get a first fill and see like how level I can get it, and then I'll do the rest of the panel sort of the way I've done the other panels that you've seen. So yeah. One advantage to it being cold is that you get a pretty good amount of time to work with this stuff. I don't know if I can talk and do this at the same time, but I'll try my best. So, a little bit about me. I did handyman stuff for a long time, and one of the things that I did a lot was drywall repair, and that translates into doing this because you have to mix this stuff up real good, and being able to use this to get everything nice and straight comes in handy. What I'm going to do, just a piece of fuzz right there, something. What I'm going to do is swipe up on this. Like so. Sorry. I think that'll work out. I lied. The last thing I have for you today is a little night ride. We'll do a little cold start and a little bit of driving, and then that'll be it. Initial start. Hey. Easy. Check my lights quick. one last thing. This car kind of came to me because it's had a charging problem, and the light is off, so you would think it's charging, right? Well, I just did my little test loop, and my last stop sign, my lights got real dim, and then the car shut off on me. Luckily, I was still coasting, so I turned my headlights off and was able to restart it. But now that I'm back home, I'll show you. If I turn the lights on, it kills the car. Hear that? If it's drawing too much current to keep the spark going. So, on my list, well, we're doing a 12 volt conversion, so that's what we'll end up doing. Anyway, thanks for watching.